Welcome back, my dear friends of the universe. How you doing? Good, I hope. I'm just sitting here, chilling, drinking some hot glug. It's like spiced wine that you normally drink around Christmas in Sweden. If you've never had glug before, you should try to drink some glug. If you ever get your hands on some good glug. If it's actually a good glug. Otherwise, glug might be a bit boring to drink. And not that good. I'm not sure if it's Swedish or not in origin, but I think it may be from Germany or something from the beginning. Tried to find something on the internet, but I didn't really care too much. But glug really warms you up good. I like glug. Anyhow, enough about glug. So I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege almost non-stop since release, and I have to say, it's damn good. If you like tactical games like I do, this one is a blast, especially if you have a good team. There's always that frustration factor that you have in any team game when the team doesn't play as a team, or one or two members have no effing clue what kind of game they're actually playing. But I have to say, most of the players I've met so far really try to help each other and make each other grow. And that's fun to see and quite rare. I've stopped playing many games because of the community being utterly shite. League of Legends, for example, probably play that game for a minimum of 600 hours plus, but I never touch it now because I just think the community isn't... I don't know. People are horrible most of the time when you play that game. I don't know. I'm not bad, but people are just generally horrible to other people in League of Legends. That's my general opinion of that. So maybe Rainbow Six attracts more mature players, or maybe it's just something here in the beginning of the release that just attracts more serious gamers in general. I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's fun nonetheless. And I think that's one of the biggest upsides when it comes to less casual games for me. Sure, Rainbow Six Siege in its outlook on overall may not be the most hardcore game ever, but there's a lot to learn and there is so much tactic involved. And when there is a lot to learn in a game, it's always more fun in my opinion. Just saying, if you haven't tried this game out yet, to make a very bad example, this game is like CSGO on crack, with 100 different gadgets and destroyable walls. Yup, basically. And if you like that idea, I would say pick it up, try it. It's good. And I'm actually really happy with Ubisoft on this one, which, if you followed me for a while, is not really something that happens too often. But finally, they make a game which has some long-term incentive, instead of just throwing out game after game after game after game. Ubisoft, start thinking more along this path, and we might become friends one day. But even if the base game is really good, there is blatant issues at the moment, and it seems to be a really hard nut to crack, because almost every multiplayer shooter suffers from this one way or another, and that's the so-called netcode. I don't think the term itself is too accurate, but I think most people get the idea of what I mean when I say netcode. 4 out of 5 times, roughly, the matchmaking in Rainbow Six Siege either matches you with a server that has way too high ping, so you can't really play on the server, and it feels like the server itself generally just can't handle the game. If you ever played Counter-Strike Global Offensive or Battlefield 4 on a server where the refresh rate is way too high for the computer the server is set up on, you know what I mean. There's tons of loss and bullets just seem to disappear, and there's a lot of rubber banding and so on. There's been multiple times when I drove drones, little intel thingies in Rainbow Six Siege that you can drive down shafts and so on, and they just warp up again. Like, oh, you wanted to go down? No. Do it again, maybe. Thankful enough though, this game is a lot about using your gadgets in order to move forward and even get kills, and that always works better. That suffers less from latency and similar issues. Of course there's a problem there as well, but it's not as obvious. But if this game gets some better, stable servers, I'd say that this is probably one of the games I've had the most fun with this year. Even though it's a team game, if you're good enough, you can most likely outsmart an entire team by yourself. And the team play itself just sort of happens more than I've seen before. It can result in some really cool unintentional team play moments where everything just comes together. You might argue that the price tag is too high though, and I could, yeah, agree with you. I'd say there is not too much content for the price tag you're paying for the game now. So I probably say wait for when there's a sale or something to get the game, but it just seems to be the trend right now. Overpricing the game at release, especially with like EA and Ubisoft, there are big companies that really can get their games out there. I guess Activision is sort of responsible for that as well. I just think we are at the point where first-person shooters won't get that much better than the games we have at the moment. I probably have to eat those words up later, but I think the main focus and development of these games should be on the server side. We know that these developers can create very cool multiplayer shooters, so fix the goddamn so-called netcode and develop other similar technologies to just make the game feel more snappy and fun. I don't know. I went back and played some Counter-Strike Global Offensive after playing Rainbow Six Siege just to compare the two, because why not? And it felt like night and day. It felt so much more snappy and smooth. And sometimes I even whine over the CSGO matchmaking servers. And yeah, you can always say that Counter-Strike Go has way more time and development than Rainbow Six has. Yeah, it's a valid thing to say, but should that be an excuse for making the game unstable on release? I often talk about immersion when I do these videos, and I think the biggest troublemakers when it comes to throwing you out of that awesome immersion, especially in any first-person shooter game, is the server issues and a bit of the UI. But very much so the server issues. You really want that feeling of just being able to sit for hours on end and playing a game and just thinking about ways that you can develop yourself and get better. But that's really hard when the server is working against you. I don't know. Which areas do you think developers need to focus on when it comes to the FPS genre and bringing it forward and developing it? Let me know in the comments below and we can have a bit of a chat. Now I'm gonna drink some more glug, because I like glug. And I might want to get a little bit tipsy. La la. And maybe all the other Teletubbies too. Like and share if you enjoyed, and until next time. Bye.
4 last stop standing. Secure the room. Protect the bio container. Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.